I am absolutely obsessed with this coffee machine. And if you guys haven't already figured it out from my Instagram and other social medias, I'm in Australia right now. Currently making delicious coffee. Just wait for it. Just wait. Oh my gosh. I could just do this all day. Look at how good it is. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Incredible. That's perfect. Like, just, oh my gosh. I'm super excited about this. Okay, time to steam the milk. It just does everything for you. It does not get any better than this. I love Australia. Australians have changed how I have coffee. Thank you all. You're the best. Very good at this part though. And I don't think that I made the milk like as creamy as I want it. Comes out pretty runny at first. I don't know. Is that how it works, guys? I'm not quite sure. And all the really nice thick stuff. I think I gotta get better at my milk, but it is still a delicious coffee. I'm super excited. Hello everyone. Yes, I'm in Australia. I'm not going to go too much into detail about this in this video because I've only been here for a couple of days, but I will definitely share more with you guys for next week because I'll have a week here to record more and tell more of the story about why I'm here, but I know that many of you already know why I'm here. Okay, anyways, I love it here. It's beautiful. It is, I just love Australia. It's such a lovely place. I love Canada, but I love it here too. Okay, anyways, so this video, I wanted to make a part 2, which is a follow-up of the last video that I did where we talked about social media and photography and how photographers have been using it. So after that video, there was a lot of really great response on that video actually. So maybe not necessarily within how many people watched it, but the people that did watch it, I noticed everybody could relate to it. So that was really, really cool to see. So I know that we're on the right track with that because we're all feeling the same. But there was some responses from some people, and I know it's not like a bad response or it doesn't mean anything, but some people would say things like, it's really easy for me to say that when I have large followings or a large following, which by the way, I only have one, and that's on Instagram, and it took me many years to build that. But all the other platforms I don't. Twitter would be my next biggest one. I've only been working there for 7 months, but like things like this, like look at my YouTube following. I don't have that many subscribers. It's definitely growing, but it's not that large of an amount of people. So no, the size of your following honestly really doesn't matter. But what I wanted to talk about was, I think it's really, really important as a photographer. Before you get on social media, before you do anything, I know all of us already are on there, but again, taking a step back and deciding what you want from it. If your goal is to increase your following and just have a huge following that's probably not going to do anything for you, then you better be prepared to work really, really hard. It's definitely possible, and a lot of people are doing it, but you know, if you want to go that route, and I know that this is unfair to us, I understand it really, really sucks, then you better start playing by those social media platforms rules and working really, really hard again. Like I think the time is over where it was easy to grow a following. Like when I started Instagram, I definitely noticed it was much easier at the beginning, and then over time as things started changing, it started slowing down and slowing down and slowing down. So even though I already have a large following on there, I can confirm that our large following accounts have definitely been affected. And you know, I spent all these years building this up, and then now it's just pretty much useless. So people who do have big followings have been hit pretty hard as well. Anyways, so the last video I talked about how I think our relationship with social media is toxic because we are chasing those things like followings and likes. But again, if you want that in your life, there still is a way to do it. And I definitely don't recommend doing this, but again, you're gonna have to play by social media's rules. You're gonna have to start getting really good at reels and all of the other things that they want you to do to increase in following. Maybe this part's not talked enough about, like, it's not easy. And I don't think people realize just how much work and how much time and like time. I can't even stress time. It's not just a few months of growing something like that. It's years and years and years and years and years. And whatever you put in, if you put in 30%, you're going to get 30% back. If you put in 100%, you're going to get 100% back. And that's just how life is. So if you want that following, again, get to work. What I was talking about in the last video actually was that you don't need the following to get ahead. You don't need the following to make an income. You don't need a following to be well respected. You don't need that huge following for people to take you seriously. And I'm not kidding. Now, more than ever, we call them micro accounts. Now, more than ever, micro accounts have their time to shine. I can assure you. And I do feel like I'm a bit of proof of that on some platforms. Like my Twitter account, it's taken me 7 months. I've put in a lot of work, almost daily work on there, and I have reached 10,000 followers. That's a nice amount, and I'm very happy with that. That's great. It obviously shows that I'm growing, but it's not like people come to my account and they're like, oh my gosh, Sarah Lindsay, she has a small following, so she must not be popular. Actually, not at all. I'm getting the opposite effect. Like I have low numbers on some platforms, I have one high one and another one, but still it remains the same that people for some reason think I'm super successful. And I know that that is just how I am showing up on social media. Again, we're going back to that authenticity. So it is very, very possible for you to grow that following if that's what your heart wants. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend that being the focus because it's always going to lead in frustration because it's going to take a long time to get there. And you're going to have to do things that you probably don't want to do. I have always been a person that has vouched for, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, learning new things. Maybe reels aren't as bad as we think they are. Just make them if it helps you and helps you grow. I still think that, but I'm starting to shift away to the point where I'm like, no, it really is just a tool. These social media platforms are just tools for us to connect. And they definitely do benefit the business side of things, but I've totally released this relationship with likes and followers and all of that stuff. And my life is so much more better. And that's why I've been making these videos, because I want to help you guys reach that level. I hate seeing like my friends and fellow photographers and creators just struggle because they're in this constant loop of their following and their likes. It's really, really unfortunate to see. And we don't have to live that way. And I know that these platforms have made this very challenging for us, but I do think we still have power. We don't have to give into it. Just be you and just use it how it works for whatever your goal or your plan is. And again, if your plan is to reach like these absurd numbers of followings, then I'm sorry, but there's no way around it other than daily hard work. So that's kind of my response to the people who say it's easy for you to say that when you have a large following. It took a really, when things were even easy. So that's the thing. Things were easier back then to grow a following, and it still took me years. I joined Instagram. It was on it. My Instagram is my biggest following. I joined Instagram it was 2014. So from 2014 to 2022. Look at my number. What is it? 145,000 followers. And in the last half, like those last years, it was this slow growing process to get there. So the majority of it definitely happened in the beginning. It still is good. Like my account is still growing and it's in the green for sure. But I don't care about that number anymore, you guys. And I just really hope that you can find that. So, release it from yourself as well if you are there. You don't need a large following to matter. I pinky promise. You really, really, really do not. I hope that this video, I know I just talked about one thing, a following, but I think we need to keep talking about it. We really, really need to get this conversation going. The more that people open up about it and share their experiences, the better we just all feel and we can all connect and work together. So, since I am in Australia, I'm obviously going to be creating here. I'm super excited. I don't know how long I'm here for. I just bought a one-way ticket. Yes, I'm kind of nuts, whatever, just go with the flow. I'll explain way more in the next video because again, I'll have more time to create content. Ollie is doing really well after his surgery. He'll have his stitches out pretty soon, I think, and he's being babysat by his favorite babysitters. He pretty much has two homes in my eyes. He lives with me, and then he's really close with my sister-in-law and her family. So he is being taken care of while I am out traveling, and again, I'm just super excited to be here. Such a beautiful country. So as always, please subscribe if you liked this video and give it a thumbs up, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.